Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. In this video, we are going to cover the current affairs. For mobile optimized ebooks, please install GKToday Academy app. Now, let's start. On which date the International Day of Education is observed every year? So, it is observed on 24th of January and it is observed by UNESCO. And the theme of this year's International Day of Education is Learning for People, Planet, Prosperity and Peace. Now 24th of January is International Day of Education while 25th of January is National Voters Day. Why 25th of January? Because on 25th of January in 1950, that means one day before Republic Day, Election Commission of India was constituted. ECI is a constitutional body and Article 324 of Indian Constitution contains the provision for the Election Commission of India. Present Chief Election Commissioner is Mr. Sunil Arora and other two election commissioners are Mr. Ashok Lavasa and Mr. Sushil Chandra. Answer in comment box through which Constitutional Amendment Act the age of voting was reduced from 21 to 18. Ministry of Rural Development has recently signed an Memorandum of Understanding with which of the following organizations? So recently MORD, that is Ministry of Rural Development, signed Memorandum of Understanding with Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and this memorandum is under Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana National Rural Livelihood Mission. So the objective of this memorandum is to strengthen the institutions at grassroots level. So this will focus on improving the life of poor people. Now Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation was also in news as recently government launched Bharatiya Poshan Krishi Kosh and it is a repository of diverse crops, and for this initiative the Ministry of Women and Child Development collaborated with Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Present Minister of Women and Child Development is Ms. Smriti Irani and her constituency is Amethi. Amethi is in Uttar Pradesh. Who has been recently awarded with the Subash Chandra Bose Aapda Prabandhan Puraskar 2020. So recently on 23rd of January, the birth anniversary of Netaji Subash Chandra Bose was celebrated. And on this occasion, the government announced the Subash Chandra Bose Aapda Prabandhan Puraskar. So this award is given in two categories. One is institution and one is individual. So in individual category, Kumar Munnan Singh was given the Subash Chandra Bose Aapda Prabandhan Puraskar, while in institution category, this award was given to the Disaster Mitigation and Management Center of Uttarakhand. Now, if we talk about disaster, we have NDMA, that is National Disaster Management Authority, and Prime Minister is the chairman of this authority. In addition to that, we have NDRF, that is National Disaster Response Force, and it is a statutory body under DMA, that is Disaster Management Act of 2005, and this NDRF is under MHA, that is Ministry of Home Affairs. Which state has recently made reading of preamble to the Constitution as a mandatory practice in schools? So recently Madhya Pradesh government made it mandatory. So as per the order, preamble would be read out every Saturday by the headmaster or by the teacher in all schools after prayer along with the students. A similar decision was taken by Rajasthan government, and Rajasthan government made it mandatory to read preamble on daily basis. Now if we talk about preamble, answer in comment box, can preamble be amended? Which state's tourism department has received the special mention honor as Emerging Global Destination in the United Nations World Tourism Organization Global Destination Award of 2019. So it is Kerala government, and the Barrier Free Tourism Project implemented by the Kerala Tourism has received the special mention honor as Emerging Global Destination. Now Kerala is the first state to work as per the guidelines issued by WBTO, that is United Nations World Tourism Organization, on making the destinations differentially abled friendly. Now if we talk about Kerala, recently Kerala approached Supreme Court under Article 131 of Indian Constitution regarding Citizenship Amendment Act. Kerala was also in news as it was the first state to pass a resolution against CAA, and CAA has already become effective from 10th of January. Kerala was also in news as 3 cities in Kerala are fastest growing urban centers across the world as per the ranking released by EIU, that is Economist Intelligence Unit. So these 3 cities are Malappuram, Kozhikode and Kollam. So these are the fastest growing urban areas in the world as per this index by EIU. Now EIU was also in news as recently it released Democracy Index. Answer in comment box, what is India's rank as per this Democracy Index? What is the name of award recently presented by the Indian President to the children in the field of innovation, social service, sports, art and culture, as well as in the field of bravery? So the name of this award is Bal Shakti Puraskar, and the President of India, Mr. Ramnath Kovind, recently presented the award to 49 children in the age group of 5 to 18 years. Now one thing that should be kept in mind is that Pradhan Mantri Rashtriya Bal Puraskar Award was instituted by Ministry of Women and Child Development, and it is given under 2 categories. One is Bal Shakti and one is Bal Kalyan. So this is given to the individuals and institutions who have contributed for child welfare, and this Bal Shakti is given to the children in the field of innovation, social service, sports, art and culture and bravery. Now present Women and Child Development Minister is Smriti Irani, and recently she was in news as she inaugurated the biggest charkha made up of plastic waste, and she inaugurated this charkha in Noida. Noida is in Uttar Pradesh. Capital of Uttar Pradesh is Lucknow, and Uttar Pradesh is going to be the host of this year's Defense Expo. What is the current investment limit for FPI in government and corporate bonds after the recent directions of Reserve Bank of India? So recently RBI increased the investment limit for FPI in government and corporate bonds. The previous limit was 20%. Now it has been increased to 30%. So this relaxation is expected to attract more investment. Now if we talk about RBI, recently RBI was in news because of Operation Twist. Answer in comment box, what was the objective of this operation? RBI was also in news as recently Mr. Michael Patra was appointed as the Deputy Governor of RBI. There are total 4 Deputy Governors in RBI, and the Governor of RBI is Mr. Shaktikant Das. RBI Governor is the Chairman of MPC, that is Monetary Policy Committee. RBI was also in news as recently RBI launched Money app to help visually challenged to identify the notes, that means to identify the currency notes. And one more thing, your homework is to find out the difference between FDI, that is foreign direct investment, and FPI, that is foreign portfolio investment, and what is FII, that is foreign institutional investor. Which organization is set to develop the National Data and Analytics Platform? So Niti Aayog is going to develop the National Data and Analytics Platform, that is NDAP. And recently it was in news because the Vice Chairman of Niti Aayog released the vision document for this platform, and the first version of NDAP will be released in 2021. Now if we talk about Niti Aayog, it is executive body. Prime Minister is the ex officio chairman of Niti Aayog. Ex officio means whosoever is Prime Minister will be the chairman of Niti Aayog. Now recently Niti Aayog was also in news because of few reports and indexes. Niti Aayog was in news because of SEQI, that is School Education Quality Index. As per this index, Kerala is top performing state and Uttar Pradesh is the worst performer. Now Niti Aayog was also in news as recently it released SDG India Index. It is Sustainable Development Goals. In addition to that, Niti Aayog was also in news as it released India Innovation Index. Now we have uploaded a special video covering all the important reports and index. You can watch that. India recently handed over the consignment of measles and rubella vaccines to which country after a suspected outbreak? So recently India handed over the vaccines to Maldives to control the outbreak of measles in the country. It should be kept in mind that though Maldives has eliminated the spread of measles, the government of Maldives suspected an outbreak and therefore Indian government provided the help. Now, if we talk about Maldives, capital of Maldives is Malé and president of Maldives is Mr. Ibrahim Mohammed Soli. Maldives is celebrating 2020 as Year of Public Health, and Ecovrine is the name of joint military exercise between Indian Army and National Defence Force of Maldives, and last year, that means in 2019, this exercise held in Pune in Maharashtra. World Holocaust Forum was recently convened in which city to remember the Holocaust and counter anti-Semitism? So this forum was recently convened in Jerusalem. Which country recently conducted the training launch of nuclear-capable surface-to-surface ballistic missile Ghaznavi? So it was conducted by Pakistan. It is a surface-to-surface ballistic missile, and this surface-to-surface ballistic missile Ghaznavi is also known as HATF-3. Now, if we talk about Pakistan, Pakistan was in news recently as Pakistan has decided to import polio markers from India. Actually, there are only two WHO pre-qualified manufacturers in world. One is India and another one is China. So, these two countries make non-toxic markers. Now, Pakistan was also in news because of a mob attack on Sikh shrine Nankana Sahib in Pakistan. Apart from that, Pakistan was also in news as the death penalty of former Pakistan President Pervez Musharraf was quashed by High Court of Pakistan. The EXIM Bank has recently extended $35.8 million line of credit to which South American country to fund its rural electrification program. So recently, EXIM Bank, that is Export-Import Bank of India, on the behalf of Government of India, extended this line of credit to Suriname for the funding of rural electrification project. Now, if we talk about Suriname, it is a South American country and it shares border boundary with Atlantic Ocean. So, it is bordered by Atlantic Ocean to the north, French Guiana to the east, Guyana to the west, and Brazil to the south. Capital of this country is Paramaribo. Answer in comment box what connects Atlantic Ocean with Pacific Ocean. What is the GDP growth rate of India in fiscal year 2021 as estimated by India Ratings and Research? So, India Ratings and Research has recently estimated that the GDP of India to grow at 5.5%, and as per the rating agency, the growth would improve in upcoming time, but the country's economy is stuck in low consumption, low investment phase. The rating agency also observed that there is a shortfall in tax plus non-tax revenue. So this will make the fiscal deficit slip to 3.6%. The target was 3.3%. So as per this rating agency, even after the surplus transfer by RBI, the fiscal deficit target could not be possibly achieved. RBI had transferred the surplus to the Government of India, and even after that surplus transfer, as per this rating agency, this fiscal deficit targets could not be possibly achieved. On which date the National Girl Child Day is celebrated annually in our country? So it is celebrated on 24th of January and it was started by Women and Child Development Ministry in 2008. Russia has been selected as the focal theme country of which International Book Fair of India? So recently, Kolkata Book Fair selected Russia as the focal theme country. Russia was in news as recently the entire government of Russia headed by Prime Minister resigned and Mr. Mikhail Mishustin was appointed as the new Prime Minister of Russia. Russia was also in news as recently WADA, that is World Anti-Doping Agency, banned Russia for 4 years on the charges of doping. Russia was also in news because of Power of Siberia. It is a pipeline between Russia and China, and recently it was inaugurated by Russian President and Chinese President. Russia was also in news because of S-400 missiles, as recently Russia said that all the S-400 missiles will be delivered to India by 2025. India and Russia had signed an agreement for S-400 missiles. The first e-waste clinic of India was recently opened in which city? So it was opened in Bhopal in Madhya Pradesh, and it was jointly set up by CPCB, that is Central Pollution Control Board, and BMC, that is Bhopal Municipal Corporation. Now, if we talk about CPCB, it is under Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. It was established in 1974 under Water Act, that is Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Act. Now, CPCB is also given the powers and functions under Air Prevention and Control of Pollution Act. In addition to that, it is also given some functions under EPA, that is Environment Protection Act of 1986. The Election Commission of which country is to take over the chair of Forum of Election Management Bodies of South Asia in 2020. So, Election Commission of India is to take over the chair of this forum. Recently, Election Commission of India hosted the annual meeting of this forum in New Delhi, and the theme was strengthening institutional capacity. Election Commission of India was also in news because of its decision to renew the Memorandum of Understanding for Cooperation in Election Management with the Election Commission of Afghanistan. Now, if we talk about Afghanistan, recently Afghanistan became the first country to recognize Indian pharmacopoeia. The capital of Afghanistan is Kabul, currency is Afghani, and the president is Mr. Ashraf Ghani. Which public sector enterprise under the Department of Chemicals and Petrochemicals was approved to be shut down recently? So recently HFL, that is Hindustan Fluorocarbons Limited, which is a subsidiary of Hindustan Organic Chemicals Limited, that is HOCL. So HFL was involved in the manufacturing of PTFF, that is polytetrafluoroethylene and chlorodifluoromethane, and it has only one plant, and that plant is situated in Sangareddy district in Telangana. So this HFL will be closed down as per the decision of Government of India. Actually, the HFL has only one revenue earning product, that was HCFC 22. Now the government has decided to reduce this, so this HFL became economically non-viable. Therefore, the government decided to close it down. Now, if we talk about Telangana, Telangana is celebrating 2020 as Year of Artificial Intelligence. Which country was ranked first on the breastfeeding rate according to a new survey conducted by World Breastfeeding Trends Initiative? So, this country is Sri Lanka, and Sri Lanka is the top performer as per the survey conducted by WBTO. Now, if we talk about Sri Lanka, recently Mr. Gotabaya Rajapaksa became the president of Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka was also in news as it became first South Asian nation to criminalize match fixing related offences. Sri Lanka was also in news as recently it was removed from the grey list of FATF. FATF stands for Financial Action Task Force. The headquarters of FATF is in France in Paris, and recently Saudi Arabia became the full-fledged member of FATF. Answer in comment box is GCC, that is Gulf Cooperation Council, an associate partner of FATF. What is India's ranking as per recently released CPI, that is Corruption Perception Index? So India is on 80th rank as per this recently released CPI. This index is released by Transparency International, and Transparency International is a non-governmental organization and it was founded in 1993, and the headquarters of Transparency International is in Berlin in Germany. So as per this index, India is on 80th position while Denmark and New Zealand are the top performers. So these were the important questions of today's quiz. Thank you, and that's all for the day.